What's up, y'all? I am back to help you guys with another video. I have a lot of beginner guides from this last week or two of Torchlight, but one of the more recent questions I've been being asked is, what certain currencies do. So we are going to take the time now to go through a lot of the currencies in this game, and there are a lot, but the beginner ones are pretty straightforward. So we're going to look at those to kind of help you guys out. So like I said in the previous video, going through your tabs is a big thing. These four here mainly are your ones that you need to look at. You have your gear, you have your skill, commodity, which is featuring all your currencies, and then others, which is essentially more currencies, but more of the like currency that you find in the game. So we'll just go through this one first, the commodity one. First, you have your flame elementium, and I apologize in advance. I did just get done streaming, but I wanted to make this video real quick. Your flame sand. So you have flame sand here, which is like the generic all around that you start out finding a little bit towards the end of the campaign, and then as you get into maps, this is what you use initially to start upgrading your gear, all the way up into T2 affixes. If you look at it, it tells you basic crafting. You can use that to arms dealer and stuff like that to craft with. I don't have any gear right now to craft on or do anything with, but you passively get this through the game in all forms. There's also a node in the tree to help you get more of it. This can be exchanged at the trader over here for more flame elementium, which is the next upgrade of this. And then you can exchange it for dust as well if you want to do that. Or you can change, I'm sorry, you can change the dust for it for flame sand. But essentially, this is your beginner crafting material, and then it goes to flame elementium, which is the all-around currency that you use to buy gear and to upgrade your gear. You start finding flame elementium in T7 maps and then beyond, and then it increases from there. This is the one that I use like on my gear. Like if I was to hit the anvil here and to upgrade or do anything with, the flame elementium pops up here along with an ember, depending on what mod you're rolling. But this is the more common one that you start finding. This is the one that you really want to get and keep to purchase gear for upgrades, buy other currencies, things of that nature. The flame residue, again, this is like the dust that you get when you salvage gear. This is what you get. You use this residue to get flame sand, use the flame sand to get flame elementium. Just like that. Winding keys. These are used to reset atlas points in your tree. So if you're here and let's say you don't want something, you could use a winding key, which is down here, but I would just select a node. We can try it out here. So if I was going to revert, it takes one of the keys away, and then you just get 1 point back up here, depending on how much you use. That's all a winding key is. You get them passively from doing the quest initially, and after that, you can just find them in the map. There is a node on the atlas tree to do that and find more of them, and that's fine. Next, Elixir of Oblivion. These reset your talent points. Remember, up until level 90, this is all free. And then after that, you can see right here, Oblivion points, which is Elixir. This is just to reset points on your talent node. I'm not going to do it because these are very hard to come by unless you're farming them. And I kind of need these for a swap later. But essentially, if I wanted to take a point away, I would just use it, hit this button here, it takes it away, and then it's done. That's all that is. Very basic, very simple. Netherrealm residence, another form of currency. In a prior video, I did tell you guys do not use this unless you are T8 farming and you are actually getting into the mechanics and trying to push, to get more and more money. This is like what juices your maps. So if I was to go into my map right now and just show you guys, this is my total resonance right here. This is how much I'm using right now. And every time you use it up to 100%, it adds basically essentially a bad thing to the map, but it makes it so that you drop more money. So In T7, this is not worth using like at all. You want to save up as much as possible because you can use this to sell right now. Netherite resonance is like 200 FE a stack, which is a stack of 999. That's a lot of money. So if you've been playing this game for like a week or two, and let's say you're just stuck in like T7 or you're just farming T7, you can sell these. And I recommend selling a full stack of 999 or whatever like that, because you should be boss rushing in 7, and just sell them and make a lot of money to help like get you to T8 and beyond. So that's Netherite resonance. Again, a very, very useful thing here in this game. Make sure that you're saving that up if you got it, or if you are using your maps, you're doing it. Energy cores, very simple, easy thing. Over here at the arms dealer, if you go through the gear empowerment, my gear is maxed out with energy. But if I was to put this in right here, there's a button here, and it uses 10 out of the however much you have. You just hit the refine button, and it reshuffles the energy between it. So from 2 to 122, that's all it does. It's just reshuffling it. Very simple mechanic. You again can farm more of this through the Atlas tree, and if you don't want it, you can sell it, or you can just keep it. I always keep all of mine. I've never sold a single energy core because as you change gear up, you may need to reroll energy on it. Like if I was to use this claw right here, just an example, that's all it does. And if it ever hits max, it will stop. Probably not gonna hit it, but that's fine. But it will stop. And then it won't let you do it again because it's that perfect energy, so that's done. Next up, we'll go past the talkings for right now. That's more of an advanced one. This is like advanced crafting. We can go through the embers though. So we have a couple here. Fine embers, precious embers, matchless embers, and ultimate. These are all used with flame sand for crafting. So a perfect example, certain affixes. So you have a basic one, an advanced one, and an ultimate one that uses different embers. I'm out of the fine ember area. That's a starter ember, same with flame sand. Those are all just used for crafting. So if I wanted to re-roll anything on this, I would use precious embers along with my flame elementium. Again, if you're looking for like T2 mods and such like that on beginner gear, you're using flame sand and you're going to use fine ember. You can get this anywhere in another realm, and you can also get it through just doing path progression stuff and through the SS20 boss fights. So that's 1 through I believe like 9 gives you those, and they're all free. If it's ever locked like this, it's going to use these first because these are bound to your account. You cannot sell them or anything like that, and you'll just use those first. That's why I recommend, as you're playing the game, you're getting stronger, go through, fight the dragon, go through, do the boss fights. Those things matter a lot for this game, especially to craft gear and save yourself some money. But that's what the embers are. The ultimate embers are like the pinnacle of the embers. You're gonna need these. You're gonna need a lot of these in the in-game for crafting. But as a beginner, don't worry about it right now. These first 3 with the fine, the precious, and the matchless, you're gonna want to look at those and farm a lot of these. Again, you get them passively through the nether realm. You can farm embers through multiple mechanics. You can force them on to get more through the Atlas tree, things like that. Next, we can look at the hero memory threads. So hero memories are a very big defensive and offensive boost in this game. A lot of people underestimate them, but they are very simple and easy to work with. I will not re-roll mine because mine are set specifically for what I need, but I will show you what it looks like. If I was to click on this right now, you will always use scraps. Scraps will always drop as you're mapping. And then through the black cell mechanic, you can get more of them through that. And then depending on what level of memory you're at, it will use certain threads. There is a magic one, there is a rare one, which is purple, and then an epic one, which is orange. And those are the tiers for that. And you just level them up. You would hit Mine is already maxed out, so I can't do it right now, as you can see, but generally use scraps up to a certain threshold. You would use a thread and then you would upgrade it. And again, there are different types of them. You can see it here. I have the epic one, which is ones I need. I have a bunch of rares. I'll never need these again. I should just get rid of them. There's a normal thread, and then again, there's a magic thread, and then the scraps. So all in here, as a beginner, these are like your main ones. And then once you get to a point where you're like in T8 and such like that, you will start using the epic threads, and those will drop through the maps, but not in big bulks like the other ones. The best way to do it is any hero memory that you can sell on trade, scrap it. Once you get an upgrade for a hero memory, you can scrap your old one and use all of that to go into your new one and upgrade it back to where it's at. That's something that people commonly forget with hero memory. So make sure you are looking into that. So yeah, that's all hero memory stuff right here. Again, scraps and threads. You can see the icons for them here. So pay attention to that. Next up, we have wedges. A lot of people underestimate the power that comes from slates. So I will show you, and I actually have some spare wedges I can mess with to give you guys an idea. I'm never going to use these again. So let's just take this. This is our slate. This is a very old slate. I'll never use this again, like I said. But this is what they do. So in this, when you take a slate, you can imprint it with the wedges. Right now, this is already set. But if I wanted to just re-roll this, just for example, I could do that. I just hit brand, and it's going to use 15 out of the wedges that I had. And that will re-roll the mod on this. You can go through the list and see a lot of the mods here. And it tells you the probability again, and they're all the same. It's always the same. And see just the different ones you can get and try to roll that mod on. Once that mod is selected, you cannot roll it again. You have to go through and min-max between the three. But if I have a, see one I don't care for that I can do. We'll just do this one. It's fine. So it will always use a magic wedge first to imprint it. So if I hit brand, it's going to give you this text to let you know that once you do this, you can't trade it. So once you take a slate, it's yours. That's on there. And then if I wanted to, it has a purple line around it. That means I can now use a rare one to change the mods into that. Run it again, I get energy shield. Now it can't go past this. However, there is another step, and that's with legendary ones. I won't use this for the video because these are expensive, but the legendary mods give you a lot of power or a lot of defense depending. Sometimes they're good for your build, sometimes they don't do anything for your build. It's part of the crafting process. It's all RNG. That's what ARPGs are. But again, same thing. If I wanted to brand this and then hit it again, it's purple, and then it's going to show you here I can use legendary wedge, which will give me a random legendary talent node here, and it can be anything. It's very, 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 very much in your best interest to make sure you have the right slates for your build, to make sure you're hitting mods that you want. That is a good tip. But I'm not going to use this. But if I wanted to, I would hit brand, and then it would slam on a legendary one out of the list and go from there. And if you really want to get funky with it, there's certain packs that you can use with certain slates to force on specific mods between the full list of it. But again, that's for another time. Don't worry about this part. You just want to worry about the first two steps, which is the magic wedge and the rare wedge. So that's what wedges are. I do this on stream a lot for people. When players ask about reviews and such like that, one of the first things I look at now are slates. If your slates are bad, you gotta fix them. So that's that. This is all your generic basic currencies that you need to worry about as a beginner. Once you start getting to T8 and stuff like that, I'll go into more of the advanced ones and things of that nature. But you only want to focus on the things that craft and upgrade your character to get into like T8 maps, and then in a new video we'll go through that. Same thing here with compasses and such like that. Your beacons are also down in here. which you guys know beacons are what your mapping is, and there's different tiers of it all the way up into deep space, which is this one right here. This is like the pinnacle of mapping. I've been doing this on stream lately. It's fun, but it's very challenging. So I'm sticking to profound and TA compasses. Compasses here, there's a bunch of different ones. Again, these are generally used to force on mechanics and juice your maps. Just passively, the blue compasses of all the mechanics will force on the mechanic in the sense. And then they add 10% of life to all monsters in the map. Purple will always add 30%, and then legendary will always add 70. So you get the mechanic, the monsters get more HP, which makes it more difficult, but you get more rewards, generically speaking. So that's what compasses are. I won't go through each one. There's a lot of them. Just know that if you're doing a certain mechanic, there's a compass for it. And then one of the last currencies, if you want to call them that, are your fluorescent memories. These are like divination cards in Path of Exile. Basically, once you get enough of them, you exchange it at the trader. Over here, you guys see me here a lot. I love this guy. He's probably my best friend. But if you go through here, you can throw in this stack of cards. He'll reveal them and give you whatever item that comes back from it. That's all fluorescent memories. You can drop a bunch of them in maps. Certain maps at certain breakpoints in the game drop very, very rare ones that are worth a lot of money. Like a mirror card is worth like 3 or 4k FE right now, which is a lot of money. So if you ever drop one, sell it. Other than that, that's pretty much it for currency in this game. My next video will be featuring the training dummy and how to look at that, what it does, how beneficial it is, and then we will talk about path progression with it as well. So look out for that video. But that's all. Quick little run through. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Catch me on Twitch, Jones9, on Twitch right there, and then again on YouTube, like, tell a friend, all the stuff. New player friendly. We vibe out, we have fun, we try to get big loot drops. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you.